Hey everyone, we're sorted. 1 minute in, I'm just waiting for my guest Wyatt to show up. You're going to love him. He's amazing, and I've known him for a few years, and I just think you'll really love to hear what he has to say. So this is a part of a series called TIFU, which stands for Then I Effed Up, talking about times you may have messed up, effed up, failed, and what you learned from that experience. So I have explored this topic before. I have a podcast called Fail with Greta Lee Jackson. I just want to explore how it's going to go on this sort of platform on YouTube, if you've got picture to accompany it as well, because I think that might add something to it, another dimension, but we'll see. So I hope everybody's having a good Friday night. Mine's been very eventful. I mean, we're in lockdown in Sydney at the moment. I cooked the baby dinner. He ate it for once. And he had a nice bath and into bed quite easy. And my partner's at work. And, so it's just going to be me and Wyatt hanging out now on the stream. I'll just see if he's got it. I'm just texting with him now. Look at my phone case. So this is a phone case. Oops. I always forget which is the right way. So this is a phone case that I got printed up, and my brother actually designed this print, and I use this print for everything, for my Facebook channel, for my YouTube channel. So, and then if you look closely, there's a mini self-portrait. I mean, how narcissistic is that, really? But at least you don't know, you'll never confuse it. It's my phone, definitely, right? Come on, Wyatt. Come on down. We'll talk some times you messed up. I mean, I love talking about this stuff. I love it. I feel it's so liberating. Here he is. Oh, can I hear you? Are you on mute? Let me see. Sorry, Wyatt. Hey. Add to stream. There you are.
Hello!
What's that pink thing?
I got dressed up for the stream.
You look great. You look amazing.
Thanks.
As always. But what was that pink thing you moved out of the way just before?
It's a light. I'm very professional. I brought my own lights.
Oh, look, and it's even reflecting in the mirror there in the center.
Yeah, very exciting.
Very
good. Trying to get good 3-point lighting going on.
I don't even know what that is. You know what that is?
No, they told me about it one time.
What a perfect way to start. What a perfect way to start in that an attempt at lighting. It's very good. I appreciate the effort, Wyatt. You've done very well.
Question from Wyatt.
Yeah.
Are we live already? Are we live now?
Oh, yeah. You and me, babe. We know live TV. Right? That's how we met.
Yeah. I just wanted to check if we were already live. Okay, Great. So we're live now. Perfect. Hi, audience.
We've got, it's Audient at the moment. We've got Hot Scorpio Rouge. Hi. I love your support, girl. She's a new friend, and she's always getting behind me. Look,
I love it. Hi, Hot Scorpion.
Scorpio. It's all. Yeah, no. You're all good. You can actually, I don't know if you can see the chat. No, you can't. But that's all right. I'll let you know if there's anything in the chat that pertains to you, Wyatt. But, thanks for being here on this Friday night in lockdown. Well, you're not locked down. Are you in lockdown? You're in Perth,
I'm
right?
in lockdown until midnight tonight, and then we have 6 days of wearing masks everywhere is the current health advice. But I want to say, before we get into the practical lockdown, something I'm so excited to be on your stream, Greta, because I remember last lockdown, you were mad, you were angry, and you were like, I'm going to rant about it. And I was, get me in there, let me have a rant with you. So finally it's come good, and I'm here. Very excited.
What was I mad about? I wasn't mad about the lockdown, surely. Was I mad about something else?
No, you wanted to have a rant. You were sick of it. I don't know what it was.
Could be anything.
It's time for a Friday night rant, and I just love that. I love that.
Yeah, look, we'll get to the rant topics, but I'm doing more of my on-brand stuff with failures. But failure, talking about failure can actually lead to rants as well. You know what I mean? If you've got grievances in the past.
Yeah, all roads lead to rant. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so we're all it's been nice to see you physically in person recently. Congratulations. I don't know if your audience knows about it, but I thought that was great.
What, when we went and shot in Perth?
And then in Queensland, yeah.
Rockhampton. Yeah, so Wyatt and I were working on a show called Australia Talks, and well, I was working on it, and I knew how invaluable Wyatt is as a producer, which is like, you know, like,
I'm just tearing up.
No, you're tearing up. No, yeah, so am I. I'm just thinking, like, I wish you weren't so good because I want to put you in more stuff, and I have put you in stuff. You're in
you absolutely have.
My BWS ad.
Yeah, and people texted me about Australia Talks and said they could hear me, and that was very nice.
Oh, and then Nina, when you were welcoming,
it's like this amount of time.
Yeah.
Say Nina, that's it.
That's it. They knew it was you. They knew it was you. But
yeah, that's very nice.
But that's when I've seen you do your thing. I mean, what don't you do? You're a great associate producer. You're like field producing. You warm up crowds before live television. Like maybe we could have had a bit of warm up tonight. But you basically, in my opinion, single-handedly kept the show that we met on running, because you'd come in the day, you'd produce the stuff that we had to get out that night, and then you go warm up the crowd that evening. Like it would have fallen apart without you, and I fully believe that. Well, it fell apart, but that wasn't because of you.
Greta, I didn't expect this to turn to like compliment / job interviews, but yes, I am available. Anyone, Scorpio, hot Scorpio, if you want to hire me. I was. Thanks, Greta. Those are all very nice things to say.
I just want to let everybody know what you do.
It was really nice to see you, and I just thought it was so great how you were hiring everyone who you were friends with and worked with. And I think that attitude of giving your friends gigs and paying it forward is really nice and something I'd like to emulate. Yeah.
Oh, good.
That's not really a failure. That's opposite of a failure.
No, I'm just trying to let everybody know what you do and who you are, kind of thing, if they don't already know you. You know what I mean? But I've been accused of having clicks before, doing that, hiring people that I know.
Oh, okay. Well, that's the flip side. I'm going to put that down as one of my failures. The failures of that.
But yeah, so that's what you do, and I guess I just want to get a sense from you, like how you got your start. Like basically a very, very quick Cliff Notes version of your start to where you are now.
I think the first thing I got into university studying environmental science or acting, and acting won out for the shame of environmental science everywhere. But then at university, I did a lot of stand-up, and through that, I ended up doing stuff with Nova, and from Nova, I ended up doing stuff with Nickelodeon, and then I was in Sydney unemployed for a very long time doing a lot of comedy, and we'd crossed paths, but it was never like for work. It was just being in the Sydney scene. And then
I did Sketchy at Best. I remember that. The sketch show that you ran. We had to write a whole sketch show in a day.
I actually asked Andrew to help me work on turning that into a TV show. And he said, it's conflict of interest with the show I have. And I said, oh, cool. And what is it? And he said, can't tell you, come and apply for it. So I applied for it as a writer and didn't get in as a writer. Then he said, would you like to be on camera? And I applied for that and I didn't get in as that. And then he said, you've got two options. You can be an assistant producer or you can be a contributor. And I said, give me the weekend to think about it. Got off the phone and went, these guys have been building a show for the first time ever. They have no idea. All they know it's going to be a daily comedy show. And I would rather be, like Hamilton says, in the room where it happens than at home hoping to get a call. So I rang him back and said, it was the same day. It wasn't even later. And I said, hey, I'd like that assistant producer role if possible. And he said, I've already given it away. And that was, I think he hired Fars, which was a great decision.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh, man. So this is like the third time I'd applied to be on this show and got knocked back. And I just remember I was about to go to out of mobile service to the country, and I was like, look, I'd be really great in this show. I just sold myself again. I'd be really great. I'm really good under pressure. I'm very funny, and I'll be working really hard on your show. And he was like, okay. And we had worked together on his show Zombie. What was Z-Town. And he said, okay. And then he created a role of researcher / audience warm-up. And that's what I did for the first 6 weeks before they created the daily producer role.
Oh, so they made a job for you.
Well, yeah, he went, you can get the money we were going to give to an audience warm-up and the money we were going to give to a researcher, and you can do something like that. And I remember I was terrified of doing research. Tom Ballard was like, hey, can you find out everything Natasha Stotspoyer said about this? And I was like, yeah, I sure can. And I just went and typed it into Google. I was like, I don't know if this is my job. And so thank God I did that. We did a practice couple of field pieces, and they were like, oh, that's what we should do. And oh my God, I was so much better at that.
Well, who wants to research stuff? It is scary. I'm in awe of good researchers, and it's like a junior role, but it so shouldn't be. Like it's so like I
feel like that we rely on them so much to have that information.
Yeah. And what do you think you're going to do? Be like looking through microfiche in a library? Like it's like, how do we do it? But yeah, no, producing the dailies, and so that's when why do you bring that up? Is that because it's like a really important step in the career, or like?
I really wanted to bring it up because people who didn't know the show Tonightly, and our one viewer might not know the show Tonightly, but people who did know the show presumed I got headhunted to work on the show because I have a history of sketch writing and working and stuff. And I was like, no, oh my God, I almost didn't get the job every step of the way.
But you kept going, yeah.
Yeah, you have to keep fighting, and nothing is taken for granted because there's a million, like, you just got to always fight for that job, which people just presume, oh, they handed it to him. It's like, no, the opposite of that. I very nearly didn't get it every turn of the way, yeah. And so that's the reason I told a very long-winded story of getting knocked back so much, because it's important to always sell yourself, I guess.
Hot Scorpio Rouge says tenacity.
Yeah, tenacity, yeah. Hot Scorpio Rouge.
So I guess let's just get straight into it then.
Failures.
Yeah, go on. What is one time that you just think, oh my God, I messed up bad?
Well, I started thinking today when I knew I was going to be on the show about failure about a time in my life. I'm playing the piano. A time in my life where I really fucked up, and I put them into categories. And the category that's the scariest one was a professional failure. And I was working Nickelodeon, and I had this awful habit of like, rather when you're working a computer and you want to write something down quickly, why open up a note-taking program when you can just open your email and write it in email? Because it's kind of like note-taking. So the problem is email is very easy to click send and then it sends. Oh. So I sent an email to the executive producer of Nickelodeon Australia when I was on screen as a host at Nickelodeon Australia, which had a list of Luke and Wyatt goals, because I was working with Luke on air at the time. When you say on
screen, you were
I was
live?
a channel host.
No.
Oh. Sorry, no. We were doing a brainstorm, and we were like, what do we want to happen this year for Luke and Wyatt?
So this was when you were hosting kids shows on Nickelodeon with Luke. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And I sent them an email saying how we wanted to leave Nickelodeon, and I sent it to my boss at Nickelodeon. And we didn't even know we had sent the email till they replied to it. So it wasn't like one of those times you click send and you're like, oh, get it back. No, we just were going about our merry business and
drafting
then
it. Okay, so let me get this straight. You're recapping.
It made me feel really gross just remembering that feeling. It's a proper failure. So we wrote this list and it was like, I think it said kick him to the curb or shake off the losers. Like it was an emotional term. It wasn't. And to their credit, they were the nicest employees. The more experience I have had in the media industry, the more I realized how good they were to us because they were so patient with us and really let us learn so much. And we were just like riffing like, yeah, we want millions of dollars and yeah, we want this and why don't we get a show on channel whatever. And one of the things was like, yeah, and lose the dead weight with Nickelodeon or something like that. And it was just so terrifying.
But why did you put him in the recipient bar?
Yeah, I don't know.
A draft can still be a draft if you don't put a recipient in the bar.
Yeah.
You're like, so you were like enacting a fantasy of in the dream situation what you would say to your boss. So
yeah,
you put your boss as
but in this dream fantasy, 80% of what I say to my boss has nothing to do with them. It's about other things I want to get out of my life. Get new outfits, go to the gym more, plus kick him to the curb. Yeah, so that was a really big screw up. And I felt really, really embarrassed about that. And I'd forgotten about it till I wrote down professional failure as a brainstorming category.
What happened after that? Did they sack you or did they have a chat?
So what happened was we didn't know. They did sack us, but not for another 3 years. So I don't think it was related. The email got... The reason we found out we sent it to them is because they replied to the email.
Yes.
So that's when we went...
Saying what? Can you read it out? Do you have it?
Let me see if I can find the email.
I don't mean to laugh, but it's just...
No, it's proper failure. You asked for the category of failure, and this is...
How old were you?
Oh, God. I mean, I'm 21 now. No, old enough to know better, 26 or something.
Yeah.
We were on air, I think, from... I think we left 2016. Okay, email's open.
Okay,
Email's to...
Hot Scorpio says, get a van with your own name and minion to do your bidding.
Oh, that's a good tip.
Yeah. Look, it's a very un-Wyatt thing to do. I can tell that you probably learnt a massive lesson.
Yeah, I learned a lot to it.
I'll just chat while you find the email because I'd love for you to read it out. Holy shit. You probably, if it were me. You found it? Your face, right? I'm sorry I made you do that.
I'm not sure if this is it.
Okay. It's another one?
I'm now remembering what happened, by the way. We sent them an email and didn't remove the stuff we didn't want to send to them.
Oh, the dags. You know what I call that? In an editing term, when you're editing something and all the bits at the end that you want to chop off and not include in the export, that's dags, like the dried crap around a sheep's bumhole.
Yeah.
That you're supposed to chop off. Sorry, everybody. I probably should have had a trigger warning for that.
No, the dags.
So you left the dags in the email.
Oh, my God. I found it. Oh! 1st of November 2012. So this is coming up to 10 years old.
Do you want me to read it? You can send it to me and I'll read it and you can react, or do you want to read it?
Just dot list. Chat to Matt. Get a pitch for US. Skype Ben. Push US funding for Sleepover. Find out Sydney move. Film teaser for Zombie Sleepover. Oh, my God. We had the fucking... Oh, we'll talk about that in a second. Talk to Titus, contract Deirdre, jump ship, get more money, get more work, digital work for companies. It's not as bad as I remember it.
Oh, yeah, because you thought it was
we just say jump ship, and that isn't specific to them. And this is what she said. Hi, guys. Not sure if you meant to send us your notes down below. Christy.
That's it.
I still feel really bad. I'm feeling awful. And Christy Phelan
I don't want to make you feel awful.
No,
It's
this is perfect streaming. No, it is Here's the thing. Christy Phelan is a wonderful, talented woman who was a really kind executive producer to us and gave us a lot of freedom. After working on other channels, on Channel 7 and ABC, the lack of oversight they had on what we could say on air was incredible.
Right.
We would just be set and be like, what if we say this? And I'm like, yeah, okay. And we just said it.
That's a kids show. That's a kids channel.
Kids show. But I think the thing is, we were on the air for 5 years and we really definitely knew the style of the channel and what works for their audience, our audience, and so they gave us a lot of freedom and a lot of encouragement creatively. And we paid that back with a lack of professionalism in emails.
But you're not really fully cooked at 26.
No, we didn't cook it, which is why we weren't fired, I'd say.
No, no, but I mean, as you weren't abusive, you weren't nasty, you weren't insulting. You thought you were. It's not really. Jump ship's kind of like, I'm sure
yeah. But also, how good is not deleting any emails? Because I went back and found it.
Oh, great. Yeah, I hope you paid for the iCloud storage on Google. I mean, thank you for sharing that. That's like astronomical. I love it. I love it. But it's so not you, and that's why I was like, really? You were like, kick them in the garbage? And then we found out you didn't say that, so it makes sense.
Yeah. But it is nice to reflect on failures, only because, like, as soon as I did the failure, by the way, you were like, don't wallow in it. Here's all the things to make you feel nice about it, which is true. Like, it's all absolutely fine, and the relationship with those individuals and that company is still really great.
3 more years. It was probably like they must have emails like that and worse, like all the time. They know how,
And then they know us. Like, Anyway, it was a good time. And
but what was with the piano? Can you go back to the piano?
Oh yeah, I brought a piano in. Just in case there's a bit in the show tonight where we need to do like a bit of like.
Bloody good idea.
Yeah. If we ever need to talk about failures that are a bit jazzy. So, Greta, what about you? In your show, do you ever share any of your own failures?
Oh, I have a whole podcast about it. This is
I was on your podcast.
This is a kind of when?
Straight after Tonightly.
Oh, you listened to them?
And that's why I was a bit confused. Let's just have an honest moment here.
Because No, go on.
Oh, you just said it's Friday night, it's rant night. Wyatt, talk to me about failure. I was like, oh.
No, it's Friday night fails. It's Friday night fails.
Right,
so I kind of want to just see how the fail thing goes.
Yeah.
With a video component as well. So a video podcast. That's kind of this.
Yeah.
Is what this is. I feel like William Shatner just talking over your.
Yeah.
I'll ask you to do one more thing.
Yeah.
And then we can leave that story alone. Do you want to do an improvised song about it?
Oh, do I?
I swear to God, we didn't plan this.
Sending lots of emails. Having meetings in my PJs. Trying to be productive with my buddy Luke. And then we click send to the boss. Don't send to the boss. Don't send your emails to your boss. Always check if your boss is CC. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. And
Actually, to all your amazing, make sure you get me to do a plug at the end of the show. I've just remembered I've got a plug.
Oh, a plug.
Because I'm doing a show with Bridie in Sydney coming up.
Oh, great. Tell us about it now.
Okay. It's called Mrs. Worldwide because Mr. Worldwide is hella sexist. And Bridie and Wyatt are doing a whole bunch of new material at Giant Dwarf Theatre in Cleveland Street in Redfern on the something of August. I'm just finding out the date.
I'll do the piano music.
I think Saturday the 28th of August.
Oh, cool.
No. Yeah. It's not written in my calendar. Okay, it is happening though.
So
anyway,
I'm trying to think. Well, what I've all told all mine on the podcast, and I can't remember. But if there's any that
I've got something that's a bit of a suggestion for you. Well, this is another professional failure. I was writing down the email one, and I remembered another failure on the way, which was that I have missed an aeroplane, which is like one which is professional, like one that's paid for by someone. I missed 2 work flights.
When? Not the last job?
No, thank God. And I am so much better at catching planes.
When was this? What happened?
So one of them. Okay.
So I'll just interrupt you quickly. Dane says it's Nude Up Friday. I'm like, stick around.
Dane gets it.
Yeah.
That's why I've got the business up top because there's party downstairs.
Dane's a loose unit.
Yeah.
G'day, Dane.
G'day, Dane. I'm just talking work fails, and I just shared with Greta that I missed not 1 but 2 work flights in my brief flying career. The first one.
Yeah, go on.
Well, okay, the first one I don't feel is my fault because what happened was we booked it with Qantas from Perth to Melbourne, and Qantas changed the time of the flight without emailing us. You know how they send you an email? There was a reason they didn't email us because I called up to make the booking. And they changed the flight and didn't email us. So we got to the airport and the flight was open, but they couldn't take our bags on. So we had to pay a stupid amount of money to take the next flight. But in those days, there were many flights all the time. So we still flew like an hour later. Yeah. Oh, the good old days. And that was, I mean, I wouldn't make that mistake now. But I feel like at the time, my defense was, and still kind of is, they should have told me. And I was flying with Luke, and Luke was really pissed because he was there at the airport and couldn't get on the plane and rang me, and I hadn't even left home yet.
Oh man!
Yeah, he was really pissed. And look, with absolutely good reason. The other one, was
what category?
This is a work flight. This is paid for by.
Oh, yeah, the flight. Yep, sorry.
Oh, I was flying Perth to Adelaide, again domestic. This was with. I don't want to brag, but for a hot second there, I was nominated for Clio Bachelor of the Year.
You're kidding!
No, do you not know this?
No.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Top 50. You're looking at number 49 right here. I think it was 2012 or maybe 2013. They had the Clio Hottest Bachelor thing. And just a little insight, Clio is very clever. This is what they do. They get models to look hot in the photos. They get social media stars to do all the tweets, and they get comedians to be funny in the interviews. And that's their makeup for the top 50.
It's like a reality show, right?
Yeah. But I think a reality show has a lot more interest. So we went. The way they did it is they did 3 photo shoots around the country. They do one in Melbourne, they do one in Sydney, and then they do one in Adelaide. And they fly everyone who is in any other city that's not Melbourne or Sydney or Adelaide to Adelaide for the Adelaide one. And so we had a flight bought for us by Women's Day, and the magazine company Clio, and I slept in and missed the plane. And Luke was on the plane, and he was like, "I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm on the tarmac." And he was sitting next to some beautiful hand model. The guy's hands, I saw them, were incredible. They fly to Adelaide, and I take the next plane to Adelaide, and work pays for it. And by work, I mean poor old Clio magazine. And I fly in, but because I'm late, Luke can't do his photo shoot. And so we are pushed back constantly, pushed back. Yeah. And so we land, and I get to set, and they've got clothes for us to wear. We put on the clothes. We brought our own clothes. You know this experience where you bring your own clothes and like, here's some clothes I thought was good. And the wardrobe person's like, no. And like, here's my good going out shirt. Like, that's not good enough for the magazine. You know what's better? This plain white T-shirt. That looks way better. And they were right. So, and we had to wear Guess brand jeans because Guess was sponsoring it. And so, and we're on Adelaide, and we're watching everyone's photo shoots, and we're getting ready, right? And they have this soccer player, and he's got his abs out, and the photographer is amazing. He's like, I need a flecky. Let's get a reflection on these abs so I can get just beautiful abs. And they get this great shot of abs. And then the hand model comes out, and he's doing this cool thing with his shirt over his shoulder, and he looks amazing. And now it's literally like 4:30, and they're like, where's one more to do? Luke and Wyatt. And like, okay. And like, we start taking our shirts, and like, no, leave them on. and then we walk, and they're like, what do you want to do? They're like, I walk down the beach, hold hands. Okay, that's a wrap. Let's go. It literally took, taking the photos of us was like 2 minutes compared to, 45 minutes per other person. And then because of the time, we had to stay overnight in Adelaide. And so myself, the producer for Cleo, and the photographer and Luke all stayed in the shitty motel and just went out drinking, which is really nice. It actually is a really nice memory. But it was quite funny how little they cared about the photo of us.
Yep. It's that's mind blowing how like you just, there's this big build up, and then suddenly it's over.
I just can't help but think if we'd made the flight, maybe we would have won. If we'd been there early, getting those shirtless photos like the rest of them. Yeah.
Oh,
no, we never.
Right.
The guy who won was a social media guy. He was on Big Brother or something, and so he had like 700,000 Twitter followers and got all the votes because it's just votes.
Yeah, popularity contest.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm over it. I'm slogging to try and, because, you know how it is. It is. And what was the other categories of your, did you have any others?
What do you mean?
Any other, you're like professional
fail categories? That was professional fails. I had sports fails.
Okay.
And it actually isn't a sports fail. I tore a ligament in my groin, but so in that way it's a sports failure because it's a body injury. But actually I tore it at a Christmas party wearing Ugg boots and playing the piano accordion. And I did the splits to impress everyone at the Christmas party and tore a ligament in my crotch. And it was
not the crotch.
Yeah, the crotch. You need those ligaments. I did the splits, and I was quite flexible, and I went quite down low to the ground, and then twisted a foot and pop. I felt a pop, and then I couldn't do this with my legs. Like I couldn't bring a leg out. I could
Oh,
move them forward and back, but this movement was all gone. And anyway, pain, and then months later, it's all healed up. And what it does is it calcifies, which means like the ligament joins, and then it gets kind of bony stuff around it to hold it. And just a trigger warning for your viewers. I was getting intimate with a stranger. I'd met a stranger on Tinder years later, and we were having a fun time. And then she found a lump down there because of the torn thing. And let me tell you, nothing kills the mood like thinking you've got testicular cancer.
I can imagine.
And so I was like, okay. And then I went and saw a doctor, and the doctor gives you a little look around, and he says you better go and see the specialist, the ultrasound. Got to go and get an ultrasound. And so I went and got an ultrasound, and it's very different to ultrasounds on TV because they're for pregnant couples, and there's like the two of you and you're holding hands, and they.
So wait, you're like there in like stirrups like this, right?
Yeah. Well, what they made me do was they made me sort of sit on this with everything hanging over the bench, and then she used the same gel that goes on the pregnant belly on there. No one's holding my hand. The woman from Tinder didn't want to come.
No.
And then they just waved the wand all over it. And I was like, can I see the screen? Can I have a look? And she was like, no. Did a good old scan. And then she leaves you in the room to get the doctor. And then I found out the happy ending. It was a calcification of my.
It was a happy ending in the ultrasound lounge, was it?
Yeah, happy ending. I got a happy ending. I see. Yeah. What do you think the gel's for? That's all I'm saying. So I have already had my first ultrasound. Very exciting. Yeah. And obviously, I just want to say your health's super important, testicular or otherwise. Always get things checked out, just in case. That's a health message.
We're all about messages of looking after yourself. I mean, that's like actual self-care.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, well, Dane, you're missing it. You missed it at the start. We kind of did it, but we'll do it again because we'll just have an update. Because Dane wants to know, who is this Wyatt character? Introduce yourself in 25 seconds, Wyatt, you beautiful Homo erectus.
Hi, Dane. I'm Greta's.
You beautiful Homo erectus. I'm sorry. That's such a good way, to just describe someone.
Hi, Dave. I'm Greta's pretty much best friend and all-around nice guy / comedian / producer / writer who works with her on many stuff with her for several years at ABC. And now I've moved to Perth, Western Australia, and I've got 5 chickens, and it's going great. Let me tell you, chickens give you a real sense of emotional balance.
So, yeah, Dave, basically, former child host, former child show host, kids show host, and improviser, musical talent, a great producer, great content maker. So, and we've worked together heaps. That's basically it for you. Yeah. You guys just joining us. Linaline says, I want a happy ending with my internal ultrasound next week. Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Are you Linaline, you can come up later if you like, but do you mind me asking, is this related to a pregnancy perhaps? Thanks for the sexual intro. I feel you now. That's what Dane says. Thanks for the sexual intro. Let us know, Linaline, if that's to do with if it's early pregnancy, because internal ultrasounds, they're interesting. So do you have any more? We've got time for one more before we open it up, Wyatt. Okay. You've been so great. These have been absolutely hilarious. You're a bloody charmer. We would love to have you on.
Thanks so much. The last one is a bit of a serious one, which is about, I guess, a consistent failure in terms of romantic relationships in my past could all fall under the banner of failure to communicate. And look, that's not unique. A lot of people are bad at telling people how they feel. But yeah, I think that if you just be like broadly, oh, I wish you'd told them that in a clear way. There's plenty of times where people are like, so did you break up? I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what I said. And then they're like, hey, I thought we were still dating. Like, I'm bad at communicating. And
okay.
Yeah.
So you kind of...
I'm definitely better at it now. Oh God, even just before this amazing relationship I'm in now with this amazing woman, the one previous to that ended badly because of a lack of communication from the two of us about expectations. It's a classic. That's a classic, isn't it?
It is, but I think no, and especially, I just don't think anybody sets out to hurt others when it's lack of communication. I think it's like you don't want to hurt the other person, so you don't tell them the truth.
Yeah.
When perhaps you just need to know the truth, because a classic. I'm on the other side of it. If I'm not told clearly what to do, I will take it literally. Like I have traveled overseas to be with a man twice, and it's both ended.
But okay. And are you going overseas at the same time as them, or they're there
and I've
you got to join them
at my expense? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So can we unpack that? Because I'm bad at communicating because I remember I was traveling around Canada with a show back when you could tour live shows, and I met a girl in Ottawa. And we had a little thing, and then I went to Toronto, and then she said, hey, would it be weird if I came to Toronto? And I was like, I mean, if you were coming for yourself, that'd be fine, is how I would have thought what I said was, but I bet I didn't say that.
You're triggering me. You're triggering me, Wyatt.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, she was in Toronto, and that's like...
Why do we do that? Why? Why do we do this? What is?
I don't know. We felt a connection, and I was bad at saying I thought this was a one-time thing. If I'd said that, the expectations would have been much clearer.
I'm just gonna check I didn't wake up my baby.
Oh, to everyone else who's watching.
He's gone. He's gone. It's
okay. Great.
Yeah, I had to, because I'm just like, this happens more. Like I thought I was like unique in this, and then if someone's like, oh yeah, I did that. Yeah. And so
it's like 8-hour drive. It's not a short drive.
Oh, so she drove to you. Okay, that's not exactly like flying to fun.
No. Yours is better. Yours is definitely better. No, I'm just saying I had a similar experience.
I did drive 11 hours that way. I can, and I sort of can't because there's like...
Oh, great. They're watching. They're not
watching. It's not Scorpio. It's not Scorpio's hot, sexy female.
Okay, but just in non-specific terms...
I can't believe I've never told you this.
Yeah, and the way you said it is such a good story starter. I flew overseas twice, like for two different relationships.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Yes.
No, you go.
No, go on, ask me.
No, mine is a whole new one. So I want to stay. I just want to make sure we put a full stop on this.
I will go into it in depth later in the year. I'm thinking to do it in a live show for Sydney Fringe, plugola.
Plug.
But just the fact I've already done You what?
Fingers crossed live entertainment will be okay.
I know. But I've talked about the first time in a live show in 2017, and then I did it again, and I haven't talked about that. Like the sequel. Yeah. Well, the sequel it's not really a sequel because it was someone completely different, but I didn't learn my lesson.
I know, but it's
you know. So, yes, I can talk about it. Oh, I will down the track. And when I do, I'll invite you and I'll tell you all about it. And we'll figure it out. My last live stream, I had a cough. So I'm glad you're doing most of the talking because, yeah, it's not COVID, but my God, it's bad. That's why I've got my water here. But you had one more. You had one more. What was it?
Oh, no, the thing I just wanted to say was texting and driving is dangerous. But what about if you're at the light? Still dangerous. I have been in one accident and received one fine for texting while driving. I didn't even own a car yet. But both those things have happened. Don't text.
Wait. I thought you said you were a poor communicator.
Yeah. I choose bad times to send texts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't text and drive.
No wonder she didn't know what was happening. Yeah, I don't know, maybe.
Oh, and it wasn't my car, of course, because I don't have a car. And I rolled just ever so slightly into this big fucking ute. And I was like, no! And I immediately threw the phone because I was like, I can't be caught with my phone. Throw it. And threw it into the back seat. And of course, you need the phone to take photos of what's happened. But we get out and the guy's like, does a big slam his door like he's really ready for it to be a big thing. And we have a look at his car and there's no damage. And we have a look at my car and there's no damage. And I was just like, oh, God, better get back on the phone and text everyone about how lucky I was.
Oh, you just reminded me of something that happened to me.
Good. Yeah.
That happened to me. I was so hungry and I just picked up, it was at Cremorne McDonald's drive-through. I just picked up a cheeseburger, no onion, with a chicken, I think a couple of chicken nuggets in it and chips. And I was just so fucking hungry. I just had to eat then and there. So I was eating while I was driving. I think I was trying to get a chip out of the bag. And I was driving a Holden Barina. Terrible car. I used to drive it around in third gear because drive didn't work.
No.
But I smacked really hard because they'd stopped and I didn't see because I was hunting for chips. Another Holden Barina. And like two little bumper cars. Nothing.
Wow.
No damage. I hit him hard and he's like, I can't believe there's no damage. I was like, yeah, me neither. Here's my number, but yeah, I think it's going to be okay.
That's amazing.
Because it was the exact same car and the bumpers were perfectly aligned, same model and everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, lucky.
Amazing.
Don't text and drive, don't eat and drive.
Don't text and drive. Well, let's just unpack
your ultrasound.
McDonald's order. Cheeseburger, no onion.
Why Dylan's here.
Hey, Dylan!
He says beep, beep.
Hi, Dylan! We love you,
Dylan. What were you going to say?
Let's just quickly unpack your McDonald's order. Cheeseburger, no onion?
I hate onions. I cannot eat onions. I think it's some kind of...
You get them to put chicken nuggets in it or you put the chicken nuggets in it?
I do that myself.
You don't trust them?
I'm not high maintenance.
Yeah. Yeah, and so you get the burger, you're driving along, you take it to pieces, make sure there's no onion, put nuggets in it. That's a two-handed job.
That's it.
I can't see how you can do that with one.
I know. I think I was driving with my knees. Dylan says the slogan for Barina was beep, beep. It should have been bash, bash because... So that's it. I mean, that's been fantastic, Wyatt. Like, I've so enjoyed those stories. It's just... So great to have you on this.
Thank you so much, Greta. It's been somewhat cathartic to relive these moments.
I hope it hasn't been traumatic. Cathartic is what we want. And I love your little exclamation point on your name. I just noticed that. That's so cute. But we've got 10 more minutes, and we're gonna open it up for a few people to call in.
Right.
So I told.
How do they call in? Is it just text, or do we hear the voice?
They click on it, and they come in like you. Yeah, play some background music.
Okay, I'll do some background music.
So I'm gonna put it in the chat. There's the link. If anyone wants to come up, I told her to come up. Dylan, we're talking about failures to the sweet sound of piano. And oh yeah, here she goes. She's gonna come up. Anyone, if you want to come up, click that link and tell us your failures. Tell us failures. This is heaps better than podcasting. Oh, you listen to my podcast and stuff, but like, this is more fun. Now, I've given it Hot Scorpio.
Sorry?
I've given her the link. I'm just waiting for her to come up.
Here we go.
Yeah. Yes, Dane, I have swine flu. Do you remember that? Swine flu, bird flu, bat flu. Yeah. I know what she's doing. She's doing one. She's probably put some makeup on or something. Dylan, do you want to come up? Give us a.
Yeah, let's hear from Dylan.
All right, I'm going to try it on Messenger. This is a great idea. I want you to play music on all my live streams, Wyatt.
Okay.
I'm going to give the link to Hot Scorpio. Sorry, we will get there. What did you do today, Wyatt? Tell me about how. Oh, actually, tell me how.
Lockdown today. I mean, the first day of lockdown, so productive. Cleaned out the shed, put all the tools in different boxes, like really organizing. Like, also, I couldn't believe how many hammers we have. We have like 5 different hammers, so they get their own box. I don't know why we have so many hammers. Anyway, hammers, spanners, screws, everything's sorted out. We have one of just sticky tape and glue. Great. And then the next day, pretty good. We did some more gardening stuff. And then day 3 of lockdown just fell in a big heap and went, what's the point?
And here to pull us out of that heap is Hot Scorpio Rouge. Hi.
Hello.
So we want to hear your story, please, your failure.
Oh, my failure. Oh, my goodness. So we run a reputable business, which is a martial arts school. So we choke people.
You and your husband? You and your husband?
Yeah. Yep. And we were having a group email. So, you know how you forward an email and then someone adds to it and then they forward it and someone adds to it. And my husband forwarded me for my information and I added to it. But I replied to just him and I said, well, when I get home tonight, honey, let's blah, 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 blah.
And it's
blah,
sexy
blah,
blah?
Sexy blah.
The whole you know, very, very great.
Yeah.
Yep. And, you know, he was impressed. He was happy. All was going well until he forwarded a business reply to everybody.
Leave it in the chain.
Yeah, the chain. You know, the forward button. The forward.
No.
Not the reply button. The forward button. I have got some young men that are traumatized to this day. Knowing what I do to my husband.
So good, so good. But it's very fleeting, isn't it? Everybody knows.
We still laugh about it now.
Yeah, great. It's such a great story.
I want some 70s porn music on the piano.
Yeah.
Before we're going to bring Dylan up, so give us some 70s.
Okay. Give me a second for that second.
Segue.
That is also great. I love that.
Seinfeld?
My bad.
That was Seinfeld.
Yeah, Seinfeld is the sexiest show alive.
I'm bringing Dylan up.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Hey, Dylan.
Hello, Dylan.
Hi.
Professional podcast program.
Dylan, my friend.
It's me, Dylan.
What's going on?
Is that you got a proper microphone? Because you
That's what I'm just noticing. Like, hey, Dylan.
Hello.
I need to do that
Hello,
too.
Dylan.
I like Dylan.
What are you drinking? Coke, red wine?
Friday night in winter in our house is stout night, so I have a nice
stout.
Yeah, winter stout time. So
my partner loves a bit of Guinness. Yeah,
we just had a steak and stout, and I'm about to play some online poker with some friends because we can't get together because we're in lockdown. Where are you, Wyatt? Are you in lockdown? Is everyone here?
Yeah, lockdown till midnight tonight, and then 6 days of wearing masks. But you should be you're allowed everywhere, but just have to be masked to no more than 10 people.
So midnight tonight, the bar's all open. You go to the casino. Is that the plan? What are you doing?
What am I doing tonight? Midnight tonight. Oh, first of all, Friday night is pizza night. So we're getting pizza. And
I love how during
you're such a dad. Like Friday night's pizza.
I love how during lockdown,
tacos.
during lockdown, everyone's like accomplishments change. It's like when you're in lockdown and your partner gets home, it's like, guess what happened today? I had a sandwich.
Yeah.
It's never like anything amazing.
Yeah. I have a baby, and when I leave the house, that is a big deal. Hey, I had a coffee from a takeaway place. Also, I'm jealous of your steak. I'm jealous of your steak, Dylan, because what did I eat? Bits of sausage off the floor that my kid chucked out because
floor sausage.
5 second rule. 5 second rule.
Yeah, that's nice.
Now, Dylan, do you want to give us? Would you like to share a failure tonight?
Well, I can't think of one off the top of my head, but I'll tell you my failure today was the gyms are closed, so I was like, I'll go out for a little walk, and I walked 13.5 kilometers in 3.5 hours because I misjudged how far I was going to walk. So I failed at a quick walk. I did a 3.5 hour walk. And
good on you. No problem.
I will say that, Wyatt's been sharing some awful, and Hot Scorpio's been sharing some awful email fails that have had consequences in their work life. You don't have anything off the top of your head you can think of that you could just drop on us before we head off, because we've almost at an hour.
Email fails, work fails. No, I'm perfect at work. You know that. I was a perfect
I've always thought, nothing's going to stick to Dylan.
No.
No, I mean, I really didn't. I honestly jumped on this not knowing what the hell it was about. So that's the best I can do. I'm sorry. I know, but this is tying in with, because your podcast, which I listened to, is all about fails. Yeah,
exactly. And I'm seeing how it's going to go with a video element and calling in. I actually really enjoy it. This has been going really, really well, and we're about to wrap it up because we've been doing an hour, which is perfect. And it's been, it's been so entertaining. But do you want to just plug your podcast before we head off?
Sure. Yeah. So my podcast is News Fighters. Well, I would argue that's a bit of a failure, but anyway, no. I've had some great guests, yourselves included.
But circumstances beyond your control. That is a COVID thing, and you responded by still doing it, so that's great.
No, yeah, it's we used to all work on Tonightly, and so it's very much in that vein of news comedy. So yes, check that out if anyone's keen on all your podcasting apps.
That's right. At Hot Scorpio, do you want to plug your channel or your business?
Who?
Do you want
your karate business?
Your turn. Do you want to plug your business or your channel or anything you want to plug? It's the plug time.
Any promotion
Pluggy
you want to do?
Yeah,
Me?
Yes. Anything you got to plug?
Please MMA. Come and learn how to defend yourself. Choke people. Have a good time.
Yeah, so Hot Scorpio Rouge runs a martial arts and defense business with her husband. And get on down there and learn some fighting moves. And Wyatt, one more time, your show in Sydney.
Yes, ARIA Award winner Bridie Connell is joining ARIA Award winner Wyatt Nixon Lloyd Saturday the 28th of August at Giant Dwarf Theatre in Redfern, Sydney, Australia. For
Amazing.
Of
So
new
good.
songs and stuff.
Linoline has got a great story about building a website for a church. Oh, okay, we're going to do this next Friday, Linoline. So please,
We can't not hear about the church.
Yeah, no,
We've got
we're
to
going
hear
to
about
say
the church.
no. That's our teaser for next week. We're going to do it next Friday. We're going to hear about this. Linoline, please call in, same times, same channel, obviously. And everybody, thanks for such a fun Friday night, and particularly Wyatt. Thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome, everyone. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye, Greta.
Good night.
Lovely to meet you, Wyatt, Dylan, Greta. See you. Thanks for having me.